Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and today is Wednesday, December the 4th of 2024. So I'm in my kitchen because tonight I'm going to be making lamb burgers from scratch. So I've got my KitchenAid stand mixer that my husband got me a couple years ago for Christmas. Up until now I have only one attachment that I have for this, and that is my scale and sifter. I don't really use the scale, but I do use the sifter a lot when I'm making stuff with this. Not a small batch stuff, but when I'm making larger things, I like to use the sifter for my flour. So my husband recently bought me this, the metal food grinder. I think it was around $150. I can't remember the exact price anymore. But I've used it twice. Obviously, the first time I used it, I made sure my husband was home. The second time I used it, my husband was also home, so I couldn't film myself using it. So today, I get to film myself using it. So it's got the main part. If I can get it out of the box. It's got this main part here. So I'm just going to twist this off so you can see all the different grinding attachments. I don't know what the attachments are called, but this part goes into the stand mixer. Then you've got this part here that rotates to bring all the meat down into the blade. Then I have the blade itself that kind of looks like a ninja throwing star. And if you don't put it on right, it doesn't fall into place. There, now it's in the right position. And it's got several of these different grinding blocks. I'm not quite sure what you call them, with the little grinding. So it's got this one, and this one, and this one, and it has this other little plastic one. Now this little plastic one I only use when I'm using these little tubes, and these tubes are for making sausages. I haven't done sausages yet. This will be the third time. Tonight will be the third time of making just the burgers. We're just grinding up the meat. So I've got to make sure I get all this put in here properly. It's got little notches, so that really helps to make sure everything is lined up. And if it doesn't go down, then that means I don't have something right. Okay, there. And I put this on. Now I've got my grinder and those attachments all together, and of course it also has the plunging tools to help push the meat through. Don't use this unless you have this. Now I will attach this to my stand mixer. First thing is this. I gotta take these off. I don't need a bowl. I'm just going to set it. I'll set it on the stove for now. Okay, so I don't even have my stand mixer plugged in yet. I don't plug it in until I'm actually ready to use. So I've got my stand mixer is on off. The thing that locks this arm from going up and down is on. So now I just take out this little KitchenAid piece and I slip this one into place. In place, then put the screw back in. There, now that is in place. I'm just going to move this box out of my way. I know I'm going to lose this little piece. I'm just going to set that in the bowl as well so I don't lose that. Now I've got my meat. My husband chopped it up or cubed it up last night. It's been in the freezer for a little over an hour. It says you don't want to use like cold meat from the fridge or even sitting on the counter too long. As it goes through the grinder, it's going to get mushy. So you want to freeze it for about an hour before you do anything. But I realized I forgot to chop up my onion and my garlic. So I'm going to quickly chop up my onion and my garlic before I bring those out of the freezer. I'm going to do one large red onion, and 2 whole garlics. I don't know the size of the lamb. Like I said, my husband chopped it up last night, and today was garbage day, so the packaging from the lamb is already gone. And there's my little garlic tool. There it is, my little Mr. Garlic thing. And then for my onion, I've got my little mandolin. It's here. I haven't used this mandolin yet since I bought it, so everything is still wrapped in its plastic pieces, and it's plastic. So I'm just deciding which one do I need. I want to do onions. I just want to do onions. I haven't even used this, so I don't know. Okay, the cover, do that. Decide which blade you want. Maybe I'll use the chopping one. That's what I'll do. I'll use the chop. I'll chop up my onion. So I'm just going to go and wash the pieces I need, get my mandolin all set up, and I will be right back. Right, I got the mandolin all washed. I've got my onion kind of chopped a little bit smaller so I know it will fit in here. Like I said, I've never used one of these chopping. Oops. It doesn't want to work. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? I should be able to, so just press down. It's not working. See, I'll just take a peel layer of that onion off. Why is something wrong? Right, that is the right one that goes. Only I have it in the right spot. I think so. I don't know. Let's just. Maybe I'll just cut these a little smaller. Try a smaller chunk. Maybe that's. No. Just does not want the onion to go through there. Okay. I'm going to take this top piece off. I'm just taking that one off because when I really put my hand there, even though it's plastic, it is kind of hurting my hand. So let's try another piece. This would be easy to use. Okay. working. Okay, I'm just gonna chop up my onion, and then for my garlic, I've got garlic is really easy to peel. I've got this little garlic peeler, and I just put it in, just give it a couple of things like that, and I've got my garlic peeled. So I'm just gonna chop my onion, peel my garlic, and then I will be back to start grinding the meat. Right, I just brought the lamb out of the freezer. I've got my onion mostly chopped. There's a few pieces in here, like where the skin was, that just wouldn't, you know, mandolin just wouldn't cut through it. And I've got my garlic peeled. So now I'm just gonna turn this on. So now I will have to go through this twice. Here. Just gonna get a couple pieces of meat up in this top part before I turn it on. It does get kind of loud, but I just want to get a few pieces up here. Just kind of get things started, and then you turn it on to, I think you only turn up to like 3 or 4. Just 1 second. I know it sounds bad, but I just wanted to double check what I turn it up to. I guess I just gotta get the phone, and I'll be right back. Alright, so it says to have it at the speed 4, so I couldn't remember. Slowly just press it down. Make sure I get this full here so it's going to catch properly. This is quite a slow process. There we go. One little piece gets stuck. So that's all there is to it. I haven't added the onions or the garlic yet. I will add them when I do this a second time. So I will be back when I get the first time through all brown, and when I start grinding it for the second time. So I've finished grinding all this, so that's the first time it's gone through the grinder. The pieces are quite large, so I'm going to put them through a second time. I switch the, so I just can't remember. I think I now switch to the smaller one. I guess I could just use this one. Like I said, this will only be like the third time that I've used this. So I'm just going to keep it with the same attachment, and I'm just going to now put this this through, And this time I'll be adding the onion and the garlic. I guess you don't have to do it a second time. I was just looking at that and it's just... I just want to incorporate the onion and the garlic into here a bit better. So I don't have to mix all of this time. Onion up there, get some garlic up there, and press this through. This will just help to incorporate the onion and garlic a little bit neater, a little bit better into the meat. So I will be back when I get this all the onion and the garlic minced in here. Right, so you don't have to do it a second time. It was just last time I tried to chop the onion and the garlic with the big chunks, I was having trouble pushing it down with the plunger. Maybe I just didn't have my chunks of onion cut small enough. I did find, doing it with the already ground meat was just as hard. So maybe that's just going to be a thing I have to figure out. So I ground about half of it a second time just to go incorporate the onion and the garlic. So I'm just going to unplug the mixer and take this off. Open this up so you can see that there is going to be some meat stuck in here. I'm dropping things. There we go. So I got to take this apart and I got to get the meat that's in here stuck. Take this apart and start washing. We'll get these pieces soaking in hot soapy water. And then I'm going to make up my little spice mix. And then I've got to go get my husband from work. Is that's who called? He's ready to get picked up. So told him I was right in the middle of doing this. So when I get back, then I will make these into burgers. All these dishes soaking while I'm gone. So I will be back shortly to finish making these into burgers. Okay, so I got the lamb and everything in here. So I got about one cup of breadcrumbs. And then I've got my spices and I've already ground them all up. I'm just going to add those in. Give this a good mix. Okay, I've got my skillet turned to saute, and I've got my sunflower oil. This is for cooking. This is for the sauteing and frying. It should say what the heat temperature. So I'm just going to say high heat or low heat. Don't see it saying that. All I see is that it says it's for sauteing and frying. So I'm just going to put some in my pan here. And then give that a few minutes to heat up. But I have this little hamburger press, and I thought this would really help get the burgers the same size, so they will cook more even. So I'm just gonna grab some of the lamb meat here, just kind of push it in, just press this down so I get a good size patty. And a little bit more to this corner here and a little bit more to this corner over here. Press it down. Got one good size patty. Hard to do this with one hand, but there we go. I'm just gonna make a few more and I'll be back as they cook. So I've got my meat thermometer on. I've got set to lamb and I've got it to well done, so it should be 170. Right now it's telling me I hit 192. I think I touched the bottom of the pan, but I'm just going to take this off. I'm just going to readjust the thermometer here. Just make sure I'm not touching the bottom of the pan. I've done that before going through the burgers, and you know, the pan's always registered higher, so I'm going to find the fattest part. I'm just going to barely slip that in. And right now it's saying it's low. Gotta give that a second to register. Okay, there we go. See, 183. So the burgers are done. You know, just jumped down to 172. Oh, 187. So it's flashing. So it's gonna turn my heat thermometer off. So this first batch of burgers, they are done. It's taken about 17 minutes, I believe, to cook these to that temperature. I'm just going to grab the cutting board here and lift them up on the cutting board. I'm going to take this is the fattest one. I'm going to break it in half just to double check that it is cooked, and it's a little pink. I don't think, I mean, I know the temperature says that's right, but not quite. I'm just going to take a better look at this. I'm just going to break it in half the other way just to, oh shoot. Okay. Just going to break it in half. Just want to get a better look. Making sure that that is cooked. That is cooked. That is done. Sometimes it's just in this light it's hard to tell. So these burgers are done. My puppy got about half the burger. Okay. So they are done. So I made this one here. I had 5 in this one, but I made 12 burgers in total. Okay. So again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who watches my videos and subscribes to my channels, and I'll see you in the next ones. Bye.